we decided to say, hey, let's go out of the drug world a little bit and let's bring this to the masses, because we really think it can be beneficial and help people today, not 15, 20 years from now.
David was just getting along to bragging about you, Kyle, before you jumped on. So let's brag for a second about how amazing Kyle is, and then Kyle, I'd like for you to share a little bit about yourself to the community here. We have over 1,000 people on, and then we'll let's talk about the story.
Of course.
Yeah. So background on Kyle. So Kyle's a Ph.D. And I met Kyle a number of years ago. He actually, before he worked in my lab at Harvard, he was doing his PhD on bizarre organisms. And so one of the things that Kyle likes to do in his career and in his spare time is to find bizarre life forms and use them for the benefit of humanity. And it turns out he had discovered an organism that I thought would be very useful for space and military use. And so I called him up as he was a student getting his PhD, and I said, "You've got this organism. I really want to study it." And he said, "That sounds great. When do you want it? I'll send it to you." And so that was the beginning of the story. But Kyle is one of those people. I've worked with thousands of people, really. And Kyle is one of those people where you say, "Hey, can you invent this?" And, maybe a week later he comes back and goes, "Yeah, here it is." We've been together. He and his brother are amazing in the antiques field. They are big real estate guys. This is, though, his forte is inventing things for the benefit of humanity. And this is actually our first foray into that area. I haven't invented something directly for the consumer in one of the companies that we started. And Serena has played a big role in this. So we're so excited to be able to introduce you, Kyle, and the company Delavie Sciences. So welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for that intro. I was not expecting that. And, I'm basically a food scientist by training, bachelor's, master's, PhD. Discovered some really cool organisms that could be used for a variety of applications. And I hopped over with David, and here I am. And Delavie stemmed out of, as David said, our work with the space agency and with the government. And it originally, it wasn't meant for this. This just happened to have a promising impact for people in cosmetics. So we decided to say, hey, let's go out of the drug world a little bit and let's bring this to the masses, because we really think it can be beneficial and help people today, not 15, 20 years from now. If David, you want to tell the story a little bit about how we got into the space race with your first shielding the human genome there and what we're trying to do.
Yeah, we need to hear this story.
Okay, good. I'm glad we've now got over 2,000 people ready to hear this. So we were actually, I can actually say this now because before it was a top secret activity with the government. We've been tasked over the years to solve hard problems for governments, particularly in the bio security space. So this, attack by bioweapons. This is pre-COVID, and we were tasked with a couple of things I can't tell you about just yet, maybe later. But what we did figure out was that there are organisms on the planet that have properties that rejuvenate cells and keep them alive. And we started working not just with the government, but we went to the military. We got to meet some wonderful people at NASA because we entered a competition to figure out how to get to Mars and beyond. And the biggest problem is not getting there, but it's surviving the trip and back because there's so much radiation. You have to protect the astronauts. And all the other competitors at this NASA competition were putting shields around the spacecraft, lead and water and all this stuff. And Kyle had the great idea, let's just protect the genome, protect the DNA of the astronauts. And we won the competition. And this is where we first met the folks from NASA who said, hey, we've got other bugs, we've got other organisms that have these amazing properties. We would like to partner with you exclusively to see what we could do for humanity. And that's where it began. And Kyle and I had this great trip out to Jet Propulsion Laboratories here out there in Pasadena in LA. And we had a really wonderful trip. We got to handle the Mars rover and see the new one that was being built. But what was important was we met the planetary protection scientists that work on these strange organisms. And the one that's in this product that was used, an extract, it's not the organism, it's extract of enzymes from that organism, that actually has extremely strange properties that has never been used in a product before. And it's kind of new to science. But Kyle's a scientist on this. I want him to tell you all about the
Yes.
amazing technology.
Yeah. So originally, just a little more backstory. It was sent up to the space station because NASA scientists at Jet Propulsion Labs identified this in their clean rooms. And clean rooms are clean, right? There's supposed to be no bacteria there. But they were able to find and isolate this organism. And they said, hey, let's stress it. Let's see how it could survive. So they shot it up to the space station and put it outside of the Columbus module in something called an expose, which is basically a box that allows you to filter various types of radiation in space. So you could expose it to dark Mars, light Mars, dark moon, open space, whatever you wanted to do. And they brought it back down and it survived. And they were able to grow it up again. And it had this amazing property of blocking and absorbing UV radiation. So when they came to us and said, hey, here's this organism, our first thought was sunscreen, sun care. Let's add this in the sun care space because there's a lot of heat now with certain UV filters and actives, and there's almost no replacement for them. So what's a way that we could minimize the use of these chemicals with something that's natural, something that's fermentation, something that is really groundbreaking? So we started down that journey, and it just so happened that David and I was wondering, what else can this do for aging? What can this do for cells? If it's surviving up there, it has to be protecting its DNA somehow. There has to be some machinery. So we started looking at it, and from a super strong antioxidant down to even stimulating sirtuins, which David can tell you all about, we were finding some very, very interesting properties with this organism. So we went through the whole process. We went through all of the safety testing required to register it, get it safe for use in cosmetics. We went through all the formulations, and then eventually went through a handful of clinical trials. And the results from the clinical trials basically blew my mind and blew everyone's mind.
We have a lot of people that are wondering, what are you talking about? So what is this organism? This, novel organism, and why is it so magical? So we're talking about all the things it does. So just a little bit of background on that for people who are catching up, that are really paying attention and wanting to understand why this is so much better than what's out there. So I'm sorry to interject. I'll jump in again, but let's let people know what exactly is it that we're talking about that no one else has.
Right.
And Kyle also mentioned how much harm was done to the organism and to animals. That's important. We don't want to hurt anything. So
yeah,
if it hasn't been animal tested or PETA approved, PETA certified, cruelty free. So all of our testing is done in vitro, in tissue cultures, and then of course the clinical testing is done on human subjects, so we can actually see the effect here. But what is Bacillus lysate? So it's actually an extract from an organism called Bacillus pumilus. Now, Bacillus pumilus isn't new. This organism is ubiquitous in the environment. It's everywhere. But what's so fascinating is that this one specific proprietary strain, which was isolated from the clean room, has these amazing properties that allows it to survive, allows it to repair itself, and withstand harsh environmental conditions. So it's just a fact of evolution that this one organism was able to maintain all these properties. And when brought to space, it really amplified those properties. One other side thing here, when you're in lower Earth orbit on the space station, certain genes turn on or turn off that don't happen here on Earth. So by going to the space station and going outside and being involved in UV radiation from the environment, we were able to turn on certain genes and actually map them and figure out the expression profiles and bring them back down here to really take advantage of it. So it is an extract from a bacteria. There's no bacteria in it. It's sterile. There's no preservatives. It's a natural fermentation product that has great properties. So that's what Bacillus lysate is and what the serum is based around.
So
Yeah,
Kyle,
and I wanted to address some of the comments on here too. You guys go to Delavie Sciences. It's pinned here on the bottom comment here, where I have a pinned comment about what the topic is. Go follow them. Go to their website and check it out, because everything that Kyle's talking about right now is there. So I know some people are audio, some people are visual. You don't need to write down the name. Yes, this will be recorded. It will be played again. So you can take notes. You don't have to take as many notes as you need to. And go and you'll read about the science. You'll read about what this organism is. You'll read about what it does. It's everything that we're talking about now. And so I know that some people are trying to keep up. Go to the site, follow them. And here's the website again in the comments. And so you don't really need to worry about spelling it correctly. Go give them a follow, go to the site.
And we're going to start releasing more data. Our site just came up. We're just going on. We'll start releasing more studies, third-party lab tests, things of that nature, so you can actually follow and see what's going on. And the biggest thing that I see outside for the serum was the increase of internal hyaluronic acid. That is the holy grail. Everyone likes hyaluronic acid. The problem is, does it get in? Does it stay? Does it function as well as do you naturally produce hyaluronic acid? We'll see. But our results show that it's very effective.
and so Kyle, I've been using it for a while, though people in my family and my friends keep asking for my bottles. So I run out. Poor Kyle's been hearing from both of us. Please send more. But I've been using it on my skin, and I don't know if you can tell, but I agree with the test subjects. 100% of people who use it see a reduction in wrinkles and an increase in smoothness of the skin. And I definitely see
plumpness.
And the plumpness from the hyaluronic acid as well. And I'm not a big cosmetic guy, but I can tell you the difference. I feel so much better. It's like it's not all crusty and dry like a typical male who doesn't look after himself. And I've tried a bunch of products. And often they're just wet creams. This is bioactive. This actually stimulates your body's defenses against aging by targeting the SIRT1 enzyme that we've studied for 20 years in my lab. So think of it this way. It's not just moisturizing and doing the usual stuff. It's protecting the skin and turning on the long-term protection against aging itself.
Yeah. And, part of the reason I was so excited and honored to be a part of this with you guys is because I've had such a focus on clean beauty and obviously different ways we can enhance what we've already got naturally. And the beauty space is so saturated, and I would say oversaturated with all kinds of claims. It's not regulated the way other industries are. And so here we have a product that is science-based. It's truly science-based. It's got the data, it's proven, and that really sets it apart from anything else out there. I mean, there literally is nothing else out there like that. There's nothing with this ingredient, and this is just sort of the first. So a tease to the community, a tease for those of you who are already part of the community because you've already made purchases. This is just the first of other things. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned because there's so much more magic that's happening to your skin as we sort of stack. David and I talk a lot about stacking, like stacking your hack. So this is a way that you can stack the hack when it comes to reversing the age of your skin. And this is just the first. We'll tease more later as the weeks and the months come. But so we have a bunch of questions. Kyle, people are asking about the packaging. Why is this not completely opaque? And I think that it's probably best for you to answer that question based on the ingredients inside and how stable they are.
So why the serum is opaque?
Why the packaging is that we use frosted.
Why we have frosted?
Frosted as opposed to opaque. That question came up several times, so I thought it'd be great to answer that.
So that was actually just a design. The ingredients are stable. We use stable forms of vitamin C, stable forms of hyaluronic acid and extracts and things of that nature. So it is a stable formulation. Bacillus lysate itself is very stable. That's just a design. But I will say the packaging, we put a lot of intentional design on this. Not only are we co-developing this with David, so we're taking advantage of his expertise in designing things specifically to turn on genes. There's resveratrol in there, there's B vitamins, There's a whole host of other things that he's well known for, and he's researched, and there's proof and evidence there. But also the packaging and designing. You know, my favorite thing is when you use it, is it's self-priming. So there's no actual guessing as to how much
Yeah.
material you need. It gives you the exact amount every time. So there's no waste. There's no guessing on, oh, I have too much, oh, I use too little. But the frosted glass is actually just a design element that we thought would really tie it together. I mean, we were trying to blend, honestly, the south of France with Tesla or Elon Musk or SpaceX. How do we bring space technology down to cosmetics and with real hardcore science? So we were trying to design it perfect. So that's not for storage or anything. That's for aesthetics.
And Kyle, what we wanted to do with Serena was to make a product that was super high quality. We wanted to make a high-end artisanal product that worked. And 100% of the people who tried this product came back and said, holy cow, it actually works. This is real. And that was really, you called me, Kyle, and you said, David, you wouldn't believe the results we just got back. But we haven't made a lot of it, right? We're making these in relatively small batches. I think it's almost sold out at this point. We'll make some more, but be aware that this isn't really supposed to be, you know, millions of bottles. It's really, we're just making these because it's very special technology. So get it while you can. We'd love to sell out. And I know you're making another batch, Kyle. Is that, that's coming soon?
We're starting
So
another batch in December.
Sells out, don't worry.
Yeah, and just to, because I'm seeing so many questions and I've seen them before about ingredients. You know, you guys are our community. I would say that you're helping us. You're co-creating this product and this brand with us. So all of your feedback, all of your comments are super, super helpful. Noted that it's not in an opaque bottle. Like, we take everything that comes through from you guys is of equal value. And so, you know, as we were talking about before with the founder story, this was something that, you know, David and Kyle were doing for NASA, and then saw that this is something that we could bring to the masses. So so it's really exciting because of that. It wasn't designed, as David said, to just be some massive, like, Estee Lauder, but actually we shouldn't drop any names of any brands. Some massive brands like the ones that you see out there that's highly, highly commercialized. Like, this is artisanal, this is curated, this is done with so much intentionality and care, with very special products. People comment about the price of it. These are the reasons why, you know, so every step of it is done in that way. And that's why they're done in small batches. And that's why, if you want one, you do need to either get it now or get in line to get it. But that's the reason why. And so things aren't necessarily perfect. There's a lot of questions that people have about ingredients. We have an FAQ now on the website that we'll continue to add as questions come in. So when you go to the website, I highly recommend, you can do it right now while we're on live. Go check out the collection. You can take a look at the ingredients. And Kyle's here, so he can answer all your questions.
And honestly, I'll just say there's years of research behind these ingredients, specifically Bacillus Lysate. It's patented. Not a lot of cosmetic companies can say they have patented proprietary ingredients. Honestly, most cosmetics buy the same ingredients from distributors, and it's just all marketing. The difference here is we have patented proprietary ingredients with years of research behind it. And you know, Delavie is just starting out. There's another ingredient that David and I have patents on that's going to be coming out very soon. Again, very effective enzymes that will hopefully change people's lives for the better.
So there are some questions about, I know you guys can drop them here in the comments. There was one about geranium oil. I think we've answered that to some individuals, and it might be on the FAQ as well. Sodium benzenate, a few that have popped up frequently, and so we can answer that now for you. You can also go to the FAQ. So I see a lot of people are pretty excited about it. There was a comment: do not consume this product. This is made for topical use, and we recommend that you stay with what's recommended on the bottle, what's recommended on the brand, like how to use it, or on the site, not on the brand, on the site. Use as directed, please.
That's right.
Putting it on at night, is that correct, or should I put it on in the morning?
Yeah, so, you know, how to use it, that question came up. I'll just say, use the pre-designated amount that comes in the primer, and you put it on in the morning, you put it on at night, depending on your regimen. You know, you always put a serum on after a cleanser or a toner so that it absorbs, all the actives go in, and then you follow on after with your other skincare routine. But you can use it as you see fit. You know, I've used it just once a day and it works fine. I mean, the people who've tested it from the clinical studies, they see moisture increase by 40% within 24 hours in their skin. And this is measured with actual instruments, and it stays hydrated for over 24 hours. And
Kyle,
then
how
when
did you reverse the wrinkles within just hours? What's doing that? Everybody says
so
they immediately.
yeah, so we believe that's tied to the internal hyaluronic acid production. So remember, hyaluronic acid binds water and it helps maintain moisture within the cells. So if you put it on topically and it doesn't absorb, you're just keeping moisture on the surface, right? But because we're able to turn on hyaluronic acid production shown with various tissue culture assays we've done, we actually have turn on that production. You're making and locking in the moisture internally. And that helps plump and remove it instead of bringing the moisture just on the surface, which feels like moisture. So there's a lot of things, and you know, we're always discovering new things, how to use it, move forward.
So there's all kinds of questions for both of you about using it in conjunction with someone's regular skin regimen. So can they use it with makeup? Can they? I mean, I can answer yes, 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 yes. But you know, how is it complementary to retinol, moisturizers, sunscreen? Continue to use your sunscreen, guys. We have a better one coming, but continue to use what you've got. And so people like to know that, and if they do take something like hyaluronic supplementally orally, how that works together as well. So all great questions for everyone who's buying. And link to purchase, you guys, go to the link in any of our bios. You can go to the site. You will see areas that you can purchase.
Yeah, so David, do you want to do the oral hyaluronic acid, or do you want me to start off with the compatibility testing?
Whatever you feel.
All right,
You go
well, I'll go first. So compatibility between makeup is something that we took very seriously. We know people's skincare routines are very complex, to say the least, and they are usually true to their brands, and they don't want to switch makeup or concealer or something that has been working them for years for a treatment. So we intentionally formulated this to our best ability to be compatible with all types of products. I mean, if you're using retinol products, things of that nature, it's going to be compatible. Some of the products that are coming out in the future do have those actives in there. So we are formulating our products to be cross-compatible, not only with our own products that are going to be coming on in the future, but ones that are on the market. And
Listen,
Serena can
I have to
attest to
just
that.
know, as a female who has a lot of products, that's amazing, because so often you see a brand that says, this only works if you use our system, our 1, 2, 3, all the way to 7-step system. I love Korean cosmetics and beauty, but that's often the case. You've got to go through 10 steps. And because what we're trying to do here, what Kyle and David are trying to do here, is cost or no cost, they're really trying to democratize this ability to affect your skin this way. So you can use this with your current products and any other ones that you might get, which I think is really important. You don't have to throw out your bathroom cabinet here.
Yeah, I mean, we're a small company. Go ahead, David. Sorry.
I requested, and Serena requested, that you make it super high quality, which you did. You also made it super concentrated, and the effect is long lasting too. If you forget to take it with you on travel, it stays looking smooth. And actually, people kept asking me, and they always look at Serena and say, what do you do? How do you have skin like that? And you know, what are the answers?
This is one of the things. This is one of the things you guys get a lot of questions. This is one of my daily, nightly products. And yes, you can use it on your neck. I do. You can use it on your décolleté. I do. Any extra, put it on your hands. Don't waste it. It's good everywhere. I see what other questions were. Those were some of the common questions. Oh, dark circles. Someone had asked about dark circles.
Well, I put it under my eyes. I think it helps that, but it certainly makes fewer wrinkles under here. I'm 53 and I don't have many wrinkles under here, and I attribute that to Kyle's product. As well as my other lifestyle, but you can use it under the eyes. Often I'm told be careful under there, But this is for me at least, I find that it's not irritating at all, and this is one of the areas I really focus on as a 53-year-old man. This is where aging shows up first.
Well,
just don't get it in your eye.
Yeah,
Use
not
it
in your
just
eye.
don't get it.
But that's a good point, David. I mean, some of the comments of geranium oil, some of the ingredients, we're using it at very, very low levels, but at levels that are efficacious. I mean, geranium oil itself, it's an antioxidant. It helps cell rejuvenation. There are a lot of benefits, but I'm going to be honest, it is a known allergen, but we're way below the concentrations that are attributed to that. So, again, it's intentionally formulated to have the most efficacious property while minimizing any things that could be linked to some of the ingredients that are in here.
Yeah, it's hundreds more than those concentrations. It's barely a smidge, just an effect. And the fragrance was chosen by Serena, so thank you for that. It's a very, very fragrance, but I love it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to try it. Everyone, we have a couple thousand people on here, a little bit more than that. So excited. I really appreciate all the comments coming in. People who have already gotten it and they feel like I've gotten results. All of us, our whole team really appreciates it. There's so many people hard at work at making this product near perfect for you. So this is part of the process. Your feedback really helps. But yeah, get it. Let us know. And when you receive it, post it, tag us. I'm happy to reshare anyone that puts it up in a story that they're using it, because we would love for your community to know about it too. Someone else talked about another ingredient, the phenylethanol.
Yeah,
There's
so
information on that.
Yeah, that's on the FAQ. So that's one that's come up. It's considered clean by large retailers that sell clean ingredients and sell it in the no categories if it's used less than 1%. Our product is significantly less than that. I'll tell you, it's not even half. It's a 0.5%. So we're way below anything like that. So we do classify as clean for large distributors and retail stores. I know that's one that's come up. So I'll just be honest with you and just bring it right out. I mean, there's nothing to hide because we're science forward company.
Yeah. So we're kind of like, we got everything in about 30 minutes. I'm really grateful for you both to be on here. I'm grateful for everyone who jumped on, had all their questions. Do you guys have anything that you want to add? For sure, this is recorded. We will have replays. Send questions to Delavie, to their account, follow them. There's so much great information and more coming. So we will save this live. We get a lot of this. We will save it, and we'll post it as soon as it's all cleaned up when my team gets through it.
Great. I'm excited for the new products coming too. So we've great feedback on this one. And remember, Kyle is the magician. He's the wizard. He's always inventing, and I can't wait to see what we have 6 months and a year from now to offer everybody. But this is our hero product. We love it, and everyone else who tries it. It's not one person who says they haven't seen results. So see what you think. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Pregnant women, okay. That's also on the FAQ. It's okay. Kyle, actually, maybe, well, both of you, before and after pictures on the site, go to their accounts. All of that is there. Great for skin from your 20s all the way up to, how old was the oldest participant?
The oldest person was way in their 70s. And one thing I will note, and this is for the older population, skin thickness is something that people deal with as they get older. Their skin thins out. The subjects in the older segment noticed that their skin was a lot thicker and was more robust. So that's something, we're not advertising that or promoting that on the product, but that's something that fell out of the clinical trials and people using it. And that's something we're going to research and see why it's doing it and how we can help people in that demographic. There's a giveaway. There's a giveaway that's going on. There are, I know PETA is doing a special right now. If you go to PETA Mall, they have a list and there's a special code there to help promote that. We also are a PETA business partner for people who are really interested in animal safety and things of that. Not only are we PETA approved, but we're a PETA business partner. So the donations go back towards PETA to help.
Which is huge, you guys. If you go check out the different brands out there in the beauty space, there aren't that many people that have that title to be a PETA partner. So that's huge, and huge congratulations to you, to the team for that. So I forgot to mention the giveaway. Another reason why you should go to Delavie Sciences, to their account, follow. You can participate in the giveaway and see if you guys can get a bottle or two of this magic. I don't have it with me right now. It's over in my bathroom, but you know how it looks like. Go to the site, send along any questions that you have, and we'll keep updating you on everything. Website to buy. Everyone you're asking, go to the pinned comment here, Delavie Sciences. And also, if you go to David in our link in bio, so in the profile of our Instagram accounts, there's a link. You'll see links to Delavie there as well. So all kinds of places. If you're not on our mailing list, get on our mailing list. We send out links, we send out specials, we send out all kinds of first note information. So I highly, highly encourage you to go there as well. Repost on Twitter. Oh, yay. Thank you for sharing, you guys. Okay, so that sounds good. I'm so happy to see you both here. If you guys don't have any more to share, we can wrap up and tease the next time we'll come on, and then maybe we'll have something special then to share.
Sounds good. Thanks for having us on.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm
All
hoping.
right, you guys. See you, and thank you guys for being on. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you.